If you've been thinking about using a GLP-1 medication, something like Tirzepatide or Semaglutide, I want to talk with you about it in a way that doesn't shame you and doesn't hype it up either. Just real talk about the medication. Because a lot of people are considering these medications right now, but are afraid to say it out loud. Some feel guilty, some feel embarrassed, some feel worried about what others might think, and others honestly feel desperate for something to change. So let me start here. If you've ever considered medication to help you get healthier, you're not doing anything wrong. You're not cheating, you're not weak, you're a person trying to get better, and sometimes getting better requires help. For some people, it's therapy. For some, it's anxiety medication. For some, it's hiring a coach or using prepped meals or paying for a program that gives them structure. And for some, GLP-1 medications become the thing that finally gives them a little momentum. And momentum is what most people are craving. I say that because I know what it feels like to be stuck. I know what it feels like to try so hard to change. I had to lower the barrier just to get started. I've used prepackaged meals to take the mental load off. I've used workout apps when my brain couldn't structure anything. Those weren't weak seasons. They were honest seasons. And truthfully, they helped me get back into a healthier rhythm. So when I talk about GLP-1 medications, I'm not speaking from judgment. I'm speaking as someone who knows how hard the starting point can be and how powerful it can be to finally feel like change is possible. Let's talk about the pros, because there are real benefits for real people. GLP-1 medications lower appetite in a way you actually feel. Many who struggle with food aren't lacking discipline. They're fighting genuine hunger signals. GLP-1s turn that volume down. They calm cravings. They support blood sugar and metabolic health. They help people lose weight, not because the medication is magic, but because it lowers the internal noise around food long enough for people to breathe and build better habits. And beyond all that, these medications give people mental space. When the constant fight around food quiets down, people finally have enough bandwidth to think again, to plan again, to make healthier choices without feeling mentally exhausted. It's not a shortcut, it's a window. And for many people, that window is what changes everything. But we should talk about the downsides too, because the internet often skips those. Side effects are real. Nausea, stomach issues, reflux, constipation. They're not unusual. The medications are expensive, especially without insurance. They're not designed to do the work for you. If someone relies solely on the drug and avoids building new rhythms, the results don't last, especially once you stop using the medication. Muscle loss is a real risk if you don't eat enough protein or strength train. Certain health conditions mean some people shouldn't take these medications at all. And the simple truth is, GLP-1s aren't for everyone, and that's okay. Here's the part nobody is saying online. Medication alone won't save your health, but for a lot of people, medication makes health finally feel possible. And that's the difference. If your cravings are loud, your appetite feels out of control, your eating is tied to stress or survival, your schedule is insane, and your discipline tank has been empty for years, then yes, these medications can lower the volume long enough for you to finally breathe. But the medication can't build muscle for you. It can't create habits for you. It can't strengthen your mindset or your routines. That's your part. And your part becomes so much more doable once the medication gives you space to think and move and decide with clarity. If you decide to take these medications, or you're on them now, here's what will help you in the long term. Walk 10 minutes a day, not as a workout, but to support digestion and metabolism. Strength train a couple of times a week to protect your muscle. Eat consistent protein. Hydrate well and build rhythms instead of extremes. None of that is about perfection. It's about giving your body a life it can keep up with, especially after the medication. Because when your rhythms improve, your whole life improves with them. So if you're on the fence, or ashamed or confused, hear me very clearly. You are allowed to get help. You're allowed to want support. You're allowed to choose a path that gets you unstuck. There's no shame in needing a jumpstart. There's no shame in wanting change. And there's no shame in using the tools available to you, such as these medications. My hope is that if you choose this route, you also choose to build the habits and rhythms that carry you after the medication does its job. That's exactly why I created the Deep Health Blueprint and why I coach the way I do, gently, practically, and in a way that fits real life. You don't have to do this alone. You're capable of more than you think, especially when you finally have enough breathing room to move forward with confidence.